All set, Jackie.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. This is a special meeting of Livingston's Planning Board, and notice of this meeting has been published in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Thank you. And if you can please take the roll.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ratner? Mr. Ratner, thank you. Mr. Reber? Here. Mr. Diner? Yes. Ms. Fass?
Yes.
Mr. Dufford?
Here.
Mr. Batani?
Here.
Ms. Khanna?
Here.
Vice Chair Santola?
Here.
Chairman Fernandez?
Here.
All right, Mr. Lewis and Ms. Wishnu are not present. We have our board attorney and our planner consultant. We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. If you can call the first matter.
That matter, Mr. Chairman, is a lot merger and preliminary and final site plan for application number 2025-39-LM and 2025-40-PFSP for 19-43 and 45 South Livingston Avenue.
Thank you. That resolution is still, the draft is being reviewed, so we expect that to be finished soon, probably for our next meeting. So it's going to be carried to the next meeting. That would be?
That date is Tuesday, October 7th.
October 7th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 7:30. This is
7:30.
public notice of the adjournment of that hearing to that date at that time, so no further notice is required. The next matter?
That matter is a preliminary and final site plan for 304 South Livingston Avenue, Block 4402, Lot 6, and an amendment to application number 2021-80-PFSP, Metropolitan YMCA of the Oranges.
Thank you. I am recused on this matter. I'm going to turn it over to the incredibly able hands of Mr. Santola, who I know will be through this in 10 minutes. Thank you, Steve.
Everyone gets a fair hearing. Good luck to you, Ruby.
Have fun, everybody.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Good evening. Without any delay, Counselor.
Thank you very much. 10 minutes, I can do it. We'll see. Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael LaParry. I'm a partner with Mandelbaum Barrett. I'm counsel to the applicant, the Metropolitan YMCA of the Oranges. We're here tonight seeking a minor amendment to a previously granted approvals for the new YMCA campus that's located at 304 South Livingston Ave. We're also seeking one deviation from the redevelopment plan for the installation of a digital element to a monument sign that was approved as part of that original application. That application was granted preliminary and final major site plan on April 5th, 2022, memorialized May 17th, 2022, and it was extended earlier this year, just prior to the commencement of construction on the site, which is ongoing, as I'm sure everybody knows. The amendment that we're seeking tonight is to allow for the addition of a flagpole near the building entrance for a digital sign element to the monument sign, and for a modification of the second floor of the main YMCA building in order to enclose some of the open air elements to provide a more functional space based upon operational demand. With regard to the sign, the original resolution stated that as a condition of approval, the proposed monument sign having been approved as to dimensions and location only, the board retains jurisdiction as to the design and any illumination. So we will go through what we are proposing as far as the sign as we get to our professionals. The changes are minor, and aside from the sign, no other variances or deviations are being required as part of this application. I have with me some professionals that are going to testify. It's Carolina Podkanowicz, who is an architect with Jarmel Keisel Architects and Engineers, and Keita Jain, who is a project engineer with Suburban Consulting Engineers, and Alexandra Handel, who is a professional planner with Suburban Consulting Engineers. They're going to testify as to the different elements of the application. We will keep it brief for everyone's, so everybody can get home at a reasonable hour tonight, myself included. I also have a couple members of the YMCA if there are some questions as to operations that they can answer, but I'm not going to call them as witnesses unless some questions of the board requires me to do so. So without further ado, I'll call my first witness unless the board has any questions of me? Okay, hearing none. My first witness is going to be Carolina Podkanowicz. She's an architect with Jarmel Keisel Architects and Engineers.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Let me swear you in before you testify. Raise your right hand. And you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please give us your full name and spell it for the record.
My name is Karolina Podkanowicz, Karolina. Podkanowicz, Podkanowiczz.
Thank you. Carolina, could you please provide the board with your educational background and some of your professional qualifications?
Sure. I graduated from NYIT back in 2013. I am a licensed architect in New Jersey since 2017. My license is current. I'm currently employed as a project architect at Jarmel Keisel Architects and Engineers here in Livingston at 42 Oakner Parkway.
And all of your licenses are current?
Yes, they are.
Thank you. I'd like to offer Mrs. Podkanowicz as a licensed professional architect for the board's consideration. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. If you could just please walk us through your plan and identify some of the changes from what was previously approved.
I see it here. I don't see it behind me. Is it showing up?
No, it's not there. There we go.
Okay, thank you. So what you see here is the first floor of previously approved building. In the bottom left corner, you see a large revision cloud noting what has changed. On the first floor, there have been no changes. The building footprint remained as is. There was no additional square footage added. On the second floor, we increased it by the area I will show in just 1 second. The reason why the entire table is clouded is due to the fact that each gross area was changed per our team's calculations of the first floor and the second floor. I believe previously submitted approved areas were slightly off, and I wanted to fully update this so it is compliant and current. Sorry. On the second floor, this is where I would like to request to get approval on the revision. What you see, cursor as well. On this area here, we had previously an enclosed space which served as a studio. As you see now in the overall area here, we have a much larger wellness space that is now a new location for more strength training equipment. In order to accommodate the need for this equipment, we enlarged the second floor area by 2,265 square foot. This location here used to be all outdoor second floor terrace, open to above. Now what you see is a new enclosed space for workout. What you see here along the left side, we have a large glass door, which will allow for anyone using the studio to extend their workout space to the exterior. At the roof level, the only change we did is, of course, we provided an enclosed roof over the newly added space. On the exterior of the building, we see here clouded change. We added cladding, which matched previously approved scheme. We have metal panels, storefront glazing, and brick piers going up. Personally, this change is almost not visible. And on the side, the elevation that this wall here faces the second floor terrace. We have brick and large bifold glass partition. There have been no other revisions to the elevations, no revisions to the exterior finishes. The building height remains as is. What has been previously submitted and has also not changed for this submission is the monument sign located at the site entry. And I'm going to try to zoom in here. As Michael stated previously, the location of the sign has been approved, but the content was not. The sign is 4 foot tall, 8 foot long, and 1 foot deep. It consists of a brick base with a metal gray cladding on top. We have a portion of the sign that shows YMCA logo. There is the building address, and above it we have a digital signage, which we are requesting approval for.
Question for the planner. Does the redevelopment agreement speak to the sign? The redevelopment plan, rather?
Yeah, it does speak to it not being like a flashing or.
I have mine on and you don't have yours on.
Yes, the redevelopment plan does speak to the signage, and it contains language that's similar to language within the township's ordinances that discuss, lighting that blinks, or signage that blinks, or things like that.
And we would make it so that there is no blinking, flashing, or no videos or anything like that, scrolling messages. It would be just a static, well, not a static, it would be a digital sign with one message that would not change in a period shorter than 1 minute. So we don't expect it to change at all that frequently. It would probably be mostly just informational. Maybe it would change maybe once a day or twice a day. Ideally, but we would ask that it be limited to no sooner than 1 minute or 60 seconds. I have one message up there. And it would be strictly for informational purposes related to ongoing events or information related to the YMCA.
One of the additional issues that came up with regard to digital signs was not just the changing faces and the flashing faces, but was the brightness of the sign. And part of the conditions and thought process when the ordinance was created basically was eliminating that brightness, which is dramatically different than any other sign that exists. And to the best of my knowledge, to any other than the one in front of the high school, which personally, if I had the ability to take it down tomorrow, I would. We don't have any other signs like that anywhere. And that's somewhat of an issue.
Did I miss it? What color will the digital type be? What color will the digital type be?
The content color of the digital signage?
Of what?
Are you asking for the color content of the digital signage?
Yeah.
It would vary based on the message being displayed.
It would be various color.
Well,
That's correct. It would not be black and white.
with red. We Santander Bank, we wouldn't let them put up a red sign.
So they,
Well, part of that had to do with its location next to within, I think, 200 feet of a traffic signal.
Right.
So that had something to do with it. But that's strictly the color of any sign. It doesn't have to be a digital sign. That's part of the conditions when we're looking at any signage that's within a certain area, a lit sign within area of a traffic signal.
Right.
But a digital sign is something that's, again, the only one that I'm aware of that exists in Livingston right now is at the high school library and at that campus, and there are no others. And digital signs were something that the board in general was not happy about.
Understood. What we do have, I do say the uniqueness of this sign is that the size is much smaller than what you're used to with the one in front of the school down the street. It's really not the entire sign that's going to be digital, it's just a portion of it. As you can see on I guess this picture, that's the proposed digital element would be that upper left corner, which again is significantly smaller than the one further down on South Livingston Ave.
So what's the size of the full sign?
The full sign is 4 foot high, 8 foot long,
4
about
foot high, 8 foot
32
long.
square feet.
And does
The
it-
overall monument sign. The digital sign, that's, you can see in this rendering in top left corner.
Yep.
It is, one second.
While you're looking for that, also a question to add to that is the distance off of Livingston Avenue that sign is located.
To that, your question, I would defer to the civil engineer in terms of distance. The location of the sign was previously approved, it did not change.
And
To answer your previous question, the digital sign is roughly 4'6" by 1 foot 4 inches, which equals to less than 7 square feet.
And just, I'm not the engineer and they can confirm, but I'm looking at the engineer's plan and there's a note here that says it's 20 feet off of South Livingston Ave. They'll confirm that for me to make sure I know how to read a plan. I think,
Do you have a digital sign where you're at now?
I don't believe so.
How long has that facility been there?
That's why it's being, that's why we're moving. It's been there a while.
Just sort of a loaded question.
I
but
understand where you're going.
The follow-up to that is how you survived very well without a digital sign there.
I understand what you're saying, and that's why I answered it that way. Maybe I could make a unique suggestion at this time, because this is an overall application, right? And I see the issues with the sign for now. I mean, maybe I'll have other issues with the other elements, which are pretty minor, I think. Perhaps if the board could give us, maybe if we could do a straw poll on the variance.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we plow through the application?
Absolutely.
Get all the testimony in, and then we'll go back and we'll sort that out.
Okay, we can do it that way.
Shall I continue?
Please.
Thank you. The last exhibit, here we have an exhibit. I would like to present to you the updated rendering of the building entry looking from the parking lot. What we increased, when we increased the second floor footprint, this portion here was on the facade was added. You will see more seamlessly is incorporated into the previously approved facade. And as you see, there were no changes to the materials and no changes to the aesthetic previously approved. Thank you.
Is that a new exhibit?
It is.
Yes, thank you.
A1?
A1.
Mr. Valerio, do you want to mark the sign photo first as A1? The one that,
You're right.
she showed
What
before?
I presented previously was a exhibit from previously approved set of drawings. It was
We
from
could
previous
still, we should
testimony.
probably
But
still
you
mark
can-
that as the first one as A1, since it wasn't part of this application. And we'll mark this as A2 if that's okay?
That works.
Thank you.
Sure.
Sorry for that oversight. Carolina, just one
Ju-
question.
Just to clarify, this is a completely new rendering, correct?
This one
This-
here,
Based on the
yes.
Based on the
Correct.
previous rendering, but it's different.
This is a new rendering?
Yeah.
Yes. Is the one you had previously showing the sign, that rendering showing the sign, is that new or is that?
It is
part of-
not new. It was presented prior.
Okay, it was presented at the prior application at our.
With the digital portion?
That's correct. There was no changes made.
Right, but it wasn't approved because the board reserved the right to hear that at a later date. And the resolution said that it was only approved as to the dimensions and the location of the monument sign, not to the content or of the lighting.
So, Mr. Chairman, you want to mark?
Yeah,
that?
let's still keep that A1 so that they don't have to go back to the prior application. This is A2. So just real quickly, the brick on the second floor was there before. It's just the two big glass panels to the left of the rendering. That's the new area upstairs.
That's correct. What you see here, the brick was actually just, this wall moved farther to the left. It was located, prior it was located here.
Got it. And so what was the confusion about the 600 feet on the first floor?
I believe that, go ahead.
I'm sorry, was it just a recalculation of the first floor?
That's correct.
All right, so the footprint didn't change.
That's correct.
You just recalculated and found an additional 605 square feet.
Jarmel's math was that bad?
Yes.
I love honesty.
And Carolina, can I just, one question? That new addition is, I want to say completely screened from the road, but it's really not very visible from the street, right? It's all visible from mostly inside the parking area?
That's great. That's correct. It's not visible from the street.
Okay.
Is there any discussion of parking, or is engineer going to talk about that as the change in the square footage, or just putting on the record that what is happening now with the additional square footage?
Right, so the engineer will address that. There's no additional parking that is going to be proposed. Again, the additional square feet is basically just enclosing what was outdoor space to now indoor space to accommodate the increase in heavy equipment used for, what do they call it, the gym. I call it a gym. They call it.
The wellness space?
The wellness space.
Was that open space used in calculating the parking requirements at the original meeting?
The parking requirement was specific to the redevelopment plan, and which was 250 parking spaces, and we're remaining at 250 parking spaces.
Regardless of the square footage? of the
Right.
building?
And, yes, so the parking was stipulated at a set number, and I do note that the application still meets the floor area ratio standard.
So the change from indoor to outdoor, in your opinion, has no effect on the parking?
I do not believe so. I mean, it was going to be utilized space anyway.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Anybody have any further questions for this witness? Seeing none? Do you have anything else for her?
No.
All right.
Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you,
Next up.
everyone.
My next witness is our project engineer, Ankita Jain, from Suburban Consulting Engineers.
Does anyone from the public have any questions for this witness before she sits? No, I'm sorry. We have to follow the rules. Do you have a question for her? You're more than welcome to ask it. Just need your name and address.
Excuse me, Martin Friedman, 14 Berkeley Place, Livingston, New Jersey. According to the rendering I have from prior submissions, the increase in square footage is increasing the floorage, the height of the building to 2 floors. Another 2 out of the 4 windows that were on the Belmont side of the building. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes, but it's not insignificant.
You're going to get a chance to make any comments you want at the
You
end.
just asked me.
Do you have a question for her?
The question,
You want to ask her if that's correct, if you're
is
reading
that
it correctly?
correct? You're adding 2,000 square feet on the second floor, you're closing an extra 2,000 square feet on the second floor.
That is correct.
Okay, and that doesn't change the FAR?
The FAR?
Yeah, that doesn't change the FAR?
I can answer that. It does increase the floor area ratio, but not above what is permitted by the redevelopment plan.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that raised one question in my mind. So the area that faces, the wall that faces Belmont gets closer to Belmont. Is that facade changing? Is it still glass or still brick the way it had been before?
We added more glass on that portion of the facade. However, the building's farthest wall on the second floor that faces Belmar is farther than the new wall we placed. So it's not, the building or any of the walls is not being moved closer to the street. Because here, the wall left of the track is the closest to the street, while this one is still pulled farther back.
The use of the space before it got enclosed was going to be what?
It was it was an outdoor terrace used for exercise.
And now that it's enclosed, what's it going to be used for?
Exercise as well, group exercise classes.
Exactly the same.
Yes.
And the use obviously in the inclement weather compared to what it would be, obviously, if it
Better.
wasn't enclosed, it's got to be fairly dramatic, I would think.
Yes.
And there's no effect on parking because of that?
She's not the appropriate witness, but right,
In this instance, the parking is stipulated at a certain number, and they have met, it's not as if they went over the floor area ratio.
Not the floor area ratio, I'm talking about parking.
I know, but, for example, so the redevelopment plan said you could have this floor area ratio, and this is the amount of parking you need to provide. And so if they went over the floor area ratio, I would say that we would need to revisit the parking standard.
practically speaking, a lot of the change was due to the swapping of equipment, where we swapped some of the treadmill equipment, the exercise cardio equipment, for the bigger weight type of equipment, and that took up a lot more space. So we had to shift some things around, and that was the easiest, most logical way to do it. So it won't result in, it should not result in the increase in any individuals' occupancy or parking.
Understood. Again, my questions aren't to make life more difficult.
No, I understand.
But if you don't park on your property, then you're going to be out on the street next to residents, and that's a concern, and that's the only reason I raised the issue.
Understood, yes. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you.
Do you need the? Okay, great. Again, our next witness is Ankita Jain, professional engineer with Suburban Consulting Engineers. Wherever you feel most comfortable, Ankita, I could slide over.
I can swear you in if you want from that area. Okay, raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, give us your full name and spell for the record.
My full name is Ankita Jain, Ankita, last name Jain.
Thank you, Ankita. You are a professional engineer with Suburban Consulting Engineers.
Yes.
You are licensed in the state of New Jersey.
Yes.
Your licenses are current,
Yes.
and you helped prepare this application along with other engineers in your office?
Yes.
And you're familiar with everything you're about to testify to?
Yes.
I'd like to offer Mrs. Jain as a licensed professional engineer.
Sure. Have you testified before other boards similar to this?
This would be my first testimony.
Okay, great. Well, good luck. You will accept her as an engineer.
Thank you very much. Ankita, if you could please just walk through very briefly some of the, well, there's only a couple of the changes that we're making as far as the
Yep.
site is concerned.
What was it? It's not opening up, but maybe.
See that little arrow on the right?
Oh, I think we lost our mouse.
Technology is great when it works.
See, in Hebrew or Yiddish, they would say you gave her a kenar, and this is what you did to her.
Oh, no.
That's how you can I have to be honest, a Zoom or a Teams meeting, my hands shake every time I do it, because I'm always afraid of never getting on.
Definitely, especially when I join from my phone. So the first time I testified, I couldn't get the plan open. Thanksgiving for years to come.
I'll never forget.
Oh, you bring a board just in case. Bring a board just in case.
You're gonna have to deny the application.
Difficult part is killing your time.
No, it's not fair.
Does that work?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
punish.
that works.
You get free time, what did it call
Oh,
it?
Rudy went out to
Soccer
watch.
game, extra time.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we have up an exhibit showcasing the changes to the original site plan. I'll start off with the second floor updates. As mentioned earlier, a portion of the second floor has now been enclosed. The gross floor area has increased from 53,737 square feet to 56,569 square feet. As a result, the floor area ratio increases from 28.44% to 29.37%, which remains within the township's permitted 30% requirement. Moving on to the impervious coverage. As noted by your planner, the impervious coverage has been updated in the zoning table to 60.89%. During the resolution compliance, it appeared the impervious surface was not updated on the zoning chart. There have been no changes to the impervious. This update just reflects the changes that were made through resolution compliance and is already accounted for in our stormwater management. The updated impervious coverage also remains within the township's permitted 75% requirement. As mentioned before, we're just moving on to the monument sign. While the design of the monument sign has been revised, the location will remain the same as previously approved. A portion of that proposed monument sign will feature that digital component, and our planner will provide some additional details on that. And then lastly, just moving on to the flagpole, this was not included in the plans, but we prepared an exhibit to showcase that, so I'll pull that open right now. Well,
Counselor, we want to mark that before she disappears it?
Yes, we're gonna mark this as A3.
That was the site plan with the notes on it.
A3 is going to be the site plan with the notes. I'm just trying to find the date of this plan. I think it's dated 7/7/25. There's no revised date, so it's 7/7/25 with the overlay of the notes. And what we have here will be A4, which is our flagpole exhibit.
all right. The flagpole is proposed at the center of the curb island within the drop-off area. It will stand in 30 feet in height, below the 45 feet permitted by the ordinance. The flagpole will be located approximately 180 feet from the closest property line, which complies with the setback requirement.
Did the middle piece where it sits get any bigger to change the turning radius of the island?
No, that has not been changed.
Is it on?
That was it.
Okay, and again, the footprint, just for clarity, the footprint in the area of the enlargement, the footprint remains the same for the building? There's no expansion on that?
Correct. The footprint remains the same.
Okay. Again, very minor changes, that's all we have for this witness, and she's happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions for this witness? Seeing none? I asked mine.
We want to check with the public before
Oh,
we
yeah,
come
good
to the next
thinking.
one?
Does anybody from the public have any questions for this witness? No? Okay.
Thank you, Ankita, appreciate it. Do we want to go with the planner testimony first before we discuss this sign further?
Yeah, probably. Well, maybe not, actually, because
We
then
won't
that may
need it.
do away with some of the testimony.
Yes.
Yeah,
The only-
and when you do that too, and I'm sure there's some Y representatives here, between the construction fence and the fence for the houses on Brookside, there's like some old furniture and some playground stuff that just has sort of gotten lost in that no man's land. I know some of the neighbors aren't thrilled with it. I don't know if the plan is to donate that to somebody, or if it just didn't make it into the trash, but maybe we could get some sort of
Get it out.
commitment to deal with it, so the people on Brookside don't have all that stuff in their backyard. Berkeley. Brookside is, right.
Okay.
That was-
Yeah, again, I think we have to figure out exactly what it is, but we will make sure that we do that immediately.
Okay.
And we'll do something with it.
So you wanted confab first?
Yeah, I think it would make sense to discuss the
Sign.
the
All
sign.
right, so we'll take 5, but a hard 5. 20 after, we'll be back.
Well, how about this? If I could make a recommendation.
Sure.
If the board, I was going to recommend earlier a straw poll for the board. If the board can go and let us know if we can pretty much figure out whether or not we proceed, how we proceed, if based upon what the board is thinking about the sign, rather than waiting till the end, so we don't have to bifurcate it anyway, because I would ask them that we bifurcate that variance from the entire site plan. I know which way Mr. Diner is going to vote.
I have no objection, it'll move things along. Do you want to go first, Mr. Dyer? I think you might have an opinion on this.
Just a short one, this should be very quick. With regard to the additions and the other changes that have been testified to, I would have no difficulty in approving those. With regard to the sign, I think I've stated the points that I have concern with, and if that got modified so that the digital portion disappeared, then I think that there would be much less of an issue in saying no.
I think the other point is that, I agree actually with Rich, that
Wow, that's a rare.
every, which is rare, but everything else looks great. I think it's not just your sign, but then every other application is gonna come in with more digital signs, and I don't think anybody has the appetite for that, so, that would probably be best advice.
And I'll add a comment to that too as well. We're very close to the intersection there. And the intersection is just a block away. I think to Michael's point, it is a start if we do that, and I would be less inclined.
Ms. Fast?
Yeah, I agree with my colleagues.
Well, that's a quorum, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not like to repeat, so the sentiment's the same. Thank you.
Okay, I
There
see
you
where we're
have
headed. See where we're headed. So if I can do this then, and hopefully it'll be very, very quick, I won't delay anything. If I could recall my architect and see if she has, maybe they thought of a backup plan because they were intuitive. We can show you a different sign so that we can get a different sign potentially as part of this
you
application.
may recall your witness.
Thank you. Carolina, if you can come on back up here.
You recognize you're still under oath?
I do.
Yeah, Carolina, because again, we don't have the content of the sign approved, and I know that we would need to do that or go and seek approval as part of a sign application. But perhaps we could provide the board with some sort of illustration or whatnot of what we can do as far as removing that. You could just, if it's not going to open, we could just, can you extend it? There you go.
Okay.
And I think we'll have to mark this as a separate exhibit as A5.
And this is the monument sign without the digital component?
Yes, it is.
Every good engineer has a backup plan. Redundancy.
So what you see here on the option number 2 rendering is same monument sign, same size, with no digital portion. What was done was the building sign was centered on the left part of the sign, and the YMCA logo remains as is.
Vastly improved.
I see smiles.
Okay, so what we'll do is, moving forward, is we will remove that element of our application, replace it with what we have here. We can make this, if upon, if the board does approve this application, we would make this as part of the compliance set for review and approval by your professionals, but understanding that that's what we would be asking for.
Right, and I'm sure it'll be in the resolution that way.
Yes. With that, I don't know if we want to have any other questions and open it up again to the public, but that's all.
Sure, I think they have a right. Do you have any questions on that portion of the testimony? No? Okay, we'll close the public portion. Any other witnesses you want to call?
I have a professional planner, but she was here only to testify on the variance, which we're no longer seeking as part of this application. So in order to streamline it, we could just thank her for coming out tonight, Ms. Alexandra Handel. If the board wishes, I can call her and she can provide some planning testimony. But I
Well,
don't
if you're not
think-
looking for any variances, I don't know that that's.
Right. I don't think that I need it either, but I want to make sure that you had that opportunity if you need it.
So, this is the portion of the evening where you get to get up and say whatever you would like to say about the application for or against. This is your opportunity. So anybody from the public would like to address the application? Okay. I think we had testimony to that. How high is the flagpole?
Interior flagpole, who's gonna see it?
Well, I think it was at the drop-off.
And that's inside the complex.
Right, well, I guess the people who are dropping off.
I think that's probably good for the neighbors if they don't want to look at it, so no one really will have.
What was the height of the flagpole again for the neighbor?
30? Hold on a second. 30 feet.
30 feet.
How tall is the building? Is it higher than the building?
It's probably right around the same. No, it's not 60 feet. With the parapet and all, though, it could be closer to 40.
The building is 34 feet.
34
Yes,
feet?
The building is 34 feet.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for coming out. All right, do you want to sum up, Counselor, at all?
I don't know that it's necessary. I think everybody's has a good understanding as to what we're looking for, a flagpole, a non-digital sign, and a very modest increase or enclosure of what was previously open space. We think it's a good addition to what's already a great project, and we ask that you would approve it. Thank you.
Okay, does the board want to have any discussion on this?
No, I would just like to thank the applicant for coming prepared with a second option and being willing to hear what we have to say and being respectful of everybody in the room's time. So thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
Happy to make a motion to approve the application as modified this evening with the removal of the digital portion of the sign. And again, thank you for working with us with regard to that. And sorry if there's any pain from your arm being twisted behind you, but at the end of the day, it's truly in the best interest of the municipality and appreciated. And thank you for coming out.
I'll second.
Great. Call the roll, please, Jack.
Mr. Diner?
Yes.
Mr. Foss?
Yes.
Ms. Fass, I'm sorry. Mr. Ratner?
Yes.
Mr. Reber?
Yes.
Mr. Dufford?
Yes.
Mr. Patani?
Yes.
Ms. Khanna is voting in place of Mr. Lewis. Ms. Khanna?
Yes.
Mrs. Santola?
I would, just before I vote, I just wanted to echo what Mike had said about the digital sign aspect. The real concern would be every user on Livingston Avenue, every shopping center, hair salon, would come flying in here looking for a digital sign, and as you drove down Livingston Avenue, there would be all these colors and content that would be literally impossible to control. So that's just, I think, a step down a slippery slope. So I agree with what Mike had to say about that, and I definitely vote yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Great.
Thank you very much. Sorry we went over the 10 minutes.
So everybody gets a fair hearing here. Jack, we're done, yes? All right, we're adjourned.